Okay, I came out here. I was going to start working on my Sterling again, but I got a wild hair and took down the engine that was up in the cabinet up there. It's been in that cabinet and hasn't ran for, I would say, 9 or 10 years. This is the engine, my very first engine that's basically started it all. I think I built it like between 45 years ago. So, and I haven't, I don't know why my camera just shut off, but anyway, I haven't done anything with this engine other than taking it out of the cabinet. It hasn't ran in a long time. I haven't even turned the flywheel. And, but anyway, I built this a long time ago. The name of the motor is a Met. It's Met something. I'm not exactly sure, but it's real simple and basic. Not a lot to it. You can hear that it's got a pretty good sized piston compared to the little pistons on these that I built. I mean, you can see my finger here beside that, and then you put my finger beside that, and she's quite a bit bigger. It's about 1.5 inch diameter piston in that. It's got a bronze piston in it, a cold roll steel cylinder, and I bored the cylinder all the way through, and I ended up plugging it with an aluminum plug. It's got a pretty good sized port on it, and the cam and the flywheel. The flywheel's nothing spectacular. It was just no spokes, no nothing, and it's made out of aluminum. But you can hear. I'm going to set the camera up here, and I'm going to fill this little alcohol burner up, and we're going to see if I can get it to run. I don't, like I say, I haven't had it running in long time. Setting me on my tripod here. I don't know if I can get it to run or not, but I'm going to find out. Like I say, before I start working on Sterling, I just wanted to play a little bit here. And I don't remember if I had to warm this one up, pre-warm it. I don't think I did, because I think that it's big enough. That's why you can hear that it seals up and it pops when it runs. Almost need more different wick material in there. This is back when I bought a flat wick out of a lantern and put in. Now I don't. Most of the time now I use cotton rope. And it ain't a very big, really a very big burner as far as size of amount of alcohol that it'll hold. I need to get the top wet a little bit. Come on. Just dribble a little on the top here. Hopefully not all over the place. Whoa, like that. Kind of afraid of it. I'll wipe that off, or I'll have fire where I don't want fire. Alright, we'll set that in there. And on this motor, it has a hole bored so that I can kind of just, I don't know, I better look and see if you're getting on the screen here. But I can turn this and turn it away from it and turn the wick toward it just by turning it. All right, let's light it up once and see if it'll do. I haven't put any oil, no graphite, no anything on it. I see it's well oiled from when I put it away. Actually, I kind of put a little coating of oil on some of the stuff to when I put it up there. That's been in that cabinet for a long time. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to have to warm up. Let's let it sit there and warm up a little bit. I'll just fast time the video past this warm up period. All right, well, it's been about a minute is all. Well, I may have to put some graph. It doesn't feel like it's dragging though. So the alcohol container will be empty before it. And it's pretty cold in the garage, so it is cold. I mean, it was down in the 40s in the garage. I turned the thermostat up. It's probably around 60 now in here. And I know that this one was a little bit particular where the flame was too. If I remember. Oh, sure, now my furnace comes on. My furnace is starting up, and that's going to blow the flame all over the place. I'm going to go turn it down. I turned it down and off for a while until I play with this a little more. I'm not going to spend too much time if I can't get it to run. I see the moisture is, and that's the killer on these vacuum engines. I'm running just denatured alcohol, which is probably 75%. So it's got moisture in it, plus the moisture in the air, and it condenses on with that draft in the flame. It condenses on the cylinder itself. So until the cylinder warms up and that stops, it puts a little bit of drag on that slide valve, and that kills these engines. Get away from that, I could be running some 90 or 97% alcohol, but I don't have any. You can go to the liquor store and get some Everclear 190 proof, and that is 95 or 96 or 97% alcohol, and that'll work. And then you'll end up with a lot less moisture on the cylinder. I'm gonna take my propane here, try to just warm it up around the port a little bit, get rid of some of the moisture on there. You can see water droplets there. Like I say, it hasn't ran in a long time. So I may have to put some graphite in there, but it doesn't feel like it's dragging. That's warm. Let's just cheat a little bit in here and warm it up a little more. See, it must have some oil down in the bottom here too. Let's see. It's white smoke that was coming off of it. Let's warm it up a little bit. You can tell it wants to. It just boop 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 boop. That cylinder is just too cold. Might be moisture. It's not only moisture in here, because it can actually build up moisture around the piston or inside the cylinder too, when it sucks that flame in there. So you got to get it all warmed up so it doesn't do that. Some of these engines you don't have to do that. It's not an issue. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to take and see if I can lift the spring off of and let the valve plate fall out, and then I can see if, no, I don't want to wreck it. That's pretty heavy on the spring too, compared to what I've got on my little laser engines. I'm going to wipe that down a little bit too, but I just want to see how it turns over without. Yeah, see, there is a little bit of drag there. I am going to go ahead and put some graphite in the cylinder. Just all this is powdered graphite. So if you're machining graphite, save your the powder. It comes in handy. I'm just going to tap and put a little bit in there, and then I'm going to take it, just shake it around a little bit. And then plus I want to wipe off and clean the port area off. Looks like it might, you know, when I oil that, maybe I might have put oil on that too when I didn't want it to corrode when I put it away up there. I might have put some oil on that too. And some of these engines can't take oil. Some people get away with it, but on all of them that I've messed with is, if you put oil on it, it's not gonna perform. I don't know why. It just, that oil becomes sticky when it gets hot, or oh, here we go. Yeah, there's a film on bottom of this also, of the slide plate valve. Now, let's see if I can get this back on there without wrecking something. Not sure which way it went. I don't know if it really matters. Let's see if we can lift this. I need two hands here. Get that underneath. I don't want to bend my spring too much to take the. Boy, do I have shaky hands this morning. Just notice it now. Okay, slide. Come on, pop into that little hole. There we go. Okay, so you got rid of the popping noise now. I'm going to fill this back up, because that's got to be just about empty. Oh, it had about half yet. But we'll fill her up. When I get going here, I'm going to do some single pointing. Working on the displacer for the Stirling engine. I'm going to set up and do some single pointing of 832 threads on the one end, and number 10 on the opposite end. Can't remember if I had to have a big flame or a little flame on this engine. been such a long time since I ran this thing. I'll go back. I got a video on there of it running. Oh, it wanted to. Let's turn it toward the front a little bit. No, maybe that was the wrong way. Let's go to the back a little bit more. A little more. I'm turning the flame toward the back. Nope. Boop, 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 boop. I kind of like that sound. It's kind of neat little sound. I'm moving it away from pulling the wick back a little bit. I guess that wasn't the thing to do. And push it forward again. This engine, though, does pop compared to the other ones that I've built. They don't do that. It definitely likes it back a little further. Well, it's running anyway, and like I say, and I didn't have to dig around with it too much. It's like I say, it's been on the shelf for honest 8 years, and honestly, I didn't do anything with it other than take it down, and you've seen everything I've done to it. I just put a little graphite powder in the cylinder. Now, this one never really ran real fast, but it did run faster than this, and that has to do with it still has to do with flame position and the size of the flame, and because once you find that sweet spot, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some silicone on a little slide shaft and crank and stuff. Yeah. That might be a little bit sticky, you know, with that coil that I put on there. And let's get the crank. Oops, really dribbled it. I made it worse. No, I'm not going to do too much more playing here. I want to get going on that Stirling engine. And actually, that oil actually, see that it hung it up. It actually made it so that it. I'm wiping a little bit of it off here. I don't think it's going to help though. Well, let's one more try at pushing the flame inwards. Well, it ran a little bit. I am going to call it quits here and let it cool down, and I'm going to put it back up in that up in the cabinet up here, right up there. And you can see I got my walking beam engine up there, a steam engine, low temperature differential engine in there, and some ring bomb and some other various other little engines in there. And anyway, that's where this thing has been. I was always going to put a tag on it saying, you know, this, because it was built in, I want to say 73 or 74. Long time ago, anyway. So I should actually clean it up before I put it up there. I'm gonna let it sit there and cool down, and then I might just do that, clean it up, and then I'll oil everything again and put it away. So, and first engine that I built. So anyway, I'm gonna cut away here and get ready to do some single pointing the threads. I adjusted the flame a little bit bigger. It seems like it didn't like that small flame. It actually is pulling some. It's actually pulling a load now too. So I could actually. Cool! All over go. See, I think that's actually faster than I've ever had it run. I don't think I've ever ran it this fast. He's honking right along. Like I said, I pulled the wick out a little more. And I was going to clean it up, put it away, and I couldn't resist one more try. I didn't do anything to it. I shut the camera off, turned the camera back on. I didn't add any more graphite or anything to it. I think I'm going to let it run until the alcohol runs out. On that bigger flame like that, it shouldn't take very long here. I can hear that my slide though, that's what that clicking noise is. Spring's not strong enough to hold it back to open that up fast enough. And that might be the limiting factor of the RPM of it too. Yeah, if you wanna build this engine, it's a MET something. I can't remember, but I think if you do a Google search for atmospheric engine and then MET, it should come up. Some high school or some school somewhere had put this together, and it gives you the PDF of it, gives you step by step how to make every little piece on this engine. It's actually nice plans for somebody that's just starting out. Like me, that's what got me hooked. Because I think this was the first engine I built. Then after that, it was Walber's oscillating or Walber engine, which I built in pieces and then practiced my aluminum welding skills. Yeah, flame's going down. I'll have to remember. It needs a little bigger flame. Anyway, I better knock it off here and go do something, or otherwise I ain't gonna get anything done. Catch you later.